All right then, episode 3 already. A lot of big things have been happening here at Life of a Mayor with your host, myself, Crimson Cavalier. I've been playing off screen, and big things have been happening here. I ended up calling Industrial Bay. Big things have been happening. A couple of them. We'll let this play. Upgraded all of the roads. Well, not all of them. Left a few dirt ones here. I didn't find it necessary to upgrade those roads. Couple medium density, population increasing. I was at 5,000 last time, 10,000 now. Zoned a lot more industrial. Regional industrial demand, all-time low. This is really good news. Low-class demand low, and low-class commercial low. This is good. This is what this town was meant to be. To provide work and industry for the low-wealth sector of the region. Now, for some reason, there's still some medium wealth demand for this city. I'm assuming it's coming from City Hall, maybe from the school, which I upgraded. Fully educated town, very important. Let's see. I added a few more buses. I also had to add trash. I completely forgot to add this earlier, garbage dump. That was going to be a problem soon. And I added a train station which is off right now because the only other city in the region has no train access. So this is going to be for later, but I wanted to add it, put it in my plans for now. Now here's a gap that I'm going to put probably some kind of shipping here. And here's another little gap, and I'm going to probably add a ferry terminal here later on, but that's in the future. Right now, everything's looking pretty good. I had to add a little bit of commercial here because these people were complaining they couldn't get to shopping. Whatever. But this area is increasing. I'm going to try to get to 15,000 because at 15, I'm going to be able to add the final. Well, there are two more actually, aren't there? I want to add eventually Department of Finance, but that's not as important. Department of Tourism is even less important. So this is going to be next. It's going to let me control the tax rate a little more particularly. This one, I really don't care about tourism right now, but there is something we need to look at. They're asking for this again. They're asking for it. They want me to wealth up. I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it. But earlier, I went over to Petrol Fields to see how my additions had affected the local economy, and I came across a couple of disturbing facts. So, we're going to take a look. Been playing for a little bit. Here's what happened. I made a couple of changes here too. So, first of all, sewage treatment plant was overfilled. It was clogging up. It was a lot of poop. I mean, right now it's not so bad. You can see. I'm going to play it. It's not that bad right now. But earlier, it was bad. I'm talking. And of course, my oil refineries produce a lot of sewage. But this thing was clogged up. And it was bad. But that's why I added a sewage treatment plant over at Industrial Bay. So that's fine. I'm not selling my excess to the region anymore because there was no excess. So that had to end. Second, I got rid of all of the industry. I kept 2 buildings, but I got rid of everything else because of a few reasons. As you know, I want this city to have no industrial sectors. Eventually, I want the region to be supporting that that aspect of the economy. And second, there was just too much traffic. This intersection, there's still a lot of traffic. I'm thinking it's, I placed these in the wrong place. This was not a good idea. I don't know what I'm gonna do because here and here, these 2 intersections are creating so much traffic. The traffic is backed up to all the way here and all the way here. It's bad. It's really bad. So what I'm gonna have to do, I don't know what I'm gonna have to do. We'll take care of that eventually. We're not gonna take care of that right now. The other thing I want to start doing is what I'm gonna call the rise of the proletariat. These guys are not happy. A lot of these guys are complaining. There was a whole row here of people complaining there were no jobs for them. And that's because I'm slowly getting rid of the low-level industrial jobs, and I want people to start commuting to the other city, which is why I added a big bus terminal municipal for the region, and I am connected here. It's a long wait, but there are 10,000 riders a day. That's a lot of people taking the bus. If we go here and we look at the bus, it's telling me there are people coming in from both sides. Okay, you see the arrows pointing in both directions. Let's zoom in over here real quick. There it is, arrow pointing in both directions. So what this is telling me, school bus, I don't care about that. Trains, that's not what I care about either. Bus map. So current bus passengers, 720. Over here, I can't see it. I'm sure it's a lot more. 900. People going back and forth, and that's what I wanted. I really wanted that. You can see the buses here and here. They're taking the highway all the way around to the city. All right. Now, I want people coming in and out. We'll take a look at the workers window. Low wealth workers, no one's commuting right now. And that's, at one point I had a lot of people commuting from Industrial Bay to Petrol Fields. Now that's not happening because I'm providing enough work here. Unemployed, low wealth workers, there are none. There are no unemployed medium wealth workers, and there are also no unemployed high wealth workers. So it's good. This is a good thing, okay? So let's go back over here. What's happening now, see, it keeps telling me that pipes are backed up, but they're not. I have plenty of excess. Sure, look at this. That's a ton of poop. We understand that. But I don't get why it's telling me it's backed up when it isn't. So if we speed it up, that'll go away. See, it goes away. I don't know. Maybe there's a rush hour for flushing. Hey, it just went from red to green to red. Back to green, I mean, I really don't understand. But that's not a problem. What we're going to do now, is it's going to be time to be rid of a lot of this high wealth nonsense I have going on. It's not a lot, but it's too much. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a look at the parks. There are parks everywhere. And I'm going to start tearing them down. And I have some homeless people, and I don't understand where they're coming from, to be honest with you. I really don't. Where's this abandoned building? And what happened here? Building fire. Sorry about that. Really am. So, I have no unemployed people. Everyone has a job. There are available jobs, yet there are homeless. Do you see? It's very confusing. 8 homeless people, and I don't understand why there are homeless people if there are available jobs in every category. Available jobs in every category. I've never had such a problem with homeless people, and this is by far the most successful town I've ever had. So, whatever. For right now, I can't. I'm sure that'll work itself out. They don't like the high taxes. Well, guess what? You're out of here. Here's a high class park. You're out of here as well. Here's another park and another park. We're getting rid of this. Getting rid of the parks. Getting rid of the parks. That's what we're doing. And the reason, like I said, is to get rid of some of this extremely high-end business, turn this into low wealth, and eventually, what I'm really hoping is to start a town, a separate town, for high and middle class people. And that town is going to have everything they need to live and work, and they'll commute out, and they won't have to be here. I don't want them here. I'm assuming these used to be really rich people that couldn't find really rich jobs. So, I don't know. But this is what's going to happen right now. This is happening. So, there are a couple other parks. I'm thinking, I don't know. See, they don't like the taxes that I have, and that's fine. They don't have to like it. I'm not really interested. Let's tear that one down. And let's tear that one down. I can tear one more. Keep it. There's nothing wrong with the light blue, but this darker blue has to go. This darker blue has to go. See, these guys are not happy at all. They're not happy. They're not happy. They're miserable. These guys are miserable, actually. But they're not really explaining themselves. They're miserable. They're educated. And I don't understand why they're miserable. What could be so bad? So we're going to tear these down. We're turning them. It's happening. They're not happy. They're not happy. They're miserable. There's not enough shopping around here. They have shopping, but these other guys couldn't find shopping, which is something about this game that I just don't get. I just don't get it. So what I'm going to have to do is rezone a little bit. Get rid of residential here. They started building right away. And I'm going to put a little bit of commercial. And I have to keep my eye on this so I can continue to tear down the parks. This is too dark. This is too dark blue. I don't want this much dark blue. The pond has to go. This pond has to go. This pond has to go. And this pond has to go. Maybe one more around here. Nothing wrong with having some middle wealth, because I need a little bit of middle wealth to work at the Petroleum HQ and other things in the area. But I don't need that much, especially if there's going to be a whole nother town dedicated specifically to them, for them. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit and see how this ends up.